Ladies and gentlemen, hello and good evening to all. This is New Media, and of course this is Duaij Hutari. And before I begin, I really would like to take a few moments and grab my phone and download this game real quick, so please excuse me guys. I mean, we got 5G, so I can actually download any kind of game in just one click of a button, so just give me one minute, less. I mean, we can actually download everything, we can do anything. So let's see what a 5G is, all right? Click, that's it. So 5G, guys, refers to the fifth generation of mobile network. After the 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G network, it is a new global wireless standard. 5G enables a new type of network capable of connecting virtual everyone and everything, including machines, objects, and devices. Now, the limitless possibilities and the download speed, the joy and the feeling of being limitless is there with the 5G.
5G is the latest generation of mobile networks, and it's a huge step up from what we have available to us today. The jump from 3G to 4G networks was pretty huge. 4G to 5G is many times greater and is almost difficult to comprehend. 5G is an entirely new kind of network designed to connect virtually everyone and everything together, be it smart devices, vehicles, even industrial machinery. 5G will coexist with existing 4G networks until coverage is expanded significantly, but it will eventually evolve into a standalone network that operates independently. The appeal of 5G mostly boils down to speed and insanely fast response times, referred to as latency.
5G wireless technology is intended to provide more users with higher multi-Gbps peak data, which means ultra-low latency, increased reliability, massive network capacity, increased availability, and a more uniform user experience, higher performance and efficiency, and enables new user experiences and link new industries. So that gives us the possibility to also remotely control everything and do many things, like even doing a surgical operation remotely. A bit extreme, right, to think of this, but it's quite possible and it has been done already. Now, the pandemic showed us the strength of 5G and a good internet connection. It gives us, the possibility to conduct meetings, do virtual tours, chit-chats, video meetings, study, and so many cool things to do on the internet, right? So now, what do we have for this episode? We have got, of course, a content creator to meet. We have a video game segment, a media story, and of course, we got Fatma. So stay tuned. So, media story is a little bit different today. It is about VR, virtual reality. It is a simulated experience that uses pause tracking and 3D near-eye displays to immerse the user in a virtual world. Now, virtual reality has applications in entertainment, particularly in video games, education, such as medical or military training, and also business, such as virtual meetings or maybe possibility presenting new media in the future. A person who uses virtual reality equipment can look around the virtual world, move around in it, and interact with virtual features or items, even fight. Yes, so virtual reality typically incorporates auditory and video feedback, but haptic technology, that is the vibration, may also allow of other types of sensory and force feedback, like touching maybe, or sensing things like faces. It could be anything. So we have to wait the future.
VR started with the Air Force actually as part of their flight training program, and it's flight sim. Now obviously that's much easier and cheaper to have new pilots practicing stuff like fighting maneuvers and shooting things and ejecting and crashing, all without shooting and ejecting and crashing actual $1 million planes. So that's where VR makes perfect sense. Now in 2015, companies are making these personal VR experiences that you can just buy and use for your own entertainment. All you have to do is just put it on your face. So they do this by taking over your sight. So just like we use headphones to completely take over our sense of sound, this headset totally takes over your vision. Inside this one, Google Cardboard is a pair of lenses.
Now, simulating-based virtual reality is one method for realizing virtual reality. People can join the virtual environment in the form of real video as well as an avatar in an image-based virtual reality. Remember Project Metaverse for Mark Zuckerberg? A conventional avatar or a real video can be used to participate in the 3D virtual environment, where all around you in 3D. Modeling the real environment is critical in the world-based virtual reality. So the applications or programs such as robot navigation, construction, modeling, and airplane simulation, even anatomy, everything is there. For VR to be felt as an immersive experience, latency must be kept as low as possible so that the players receive feedback in near real time to their actions. Latency is important. The low, the better. One area of concern was the rendering speed of computer hardware in order to update 3D displays at a fast enough frame rate, meaning how fast the computer is making 3D image before your eyes when you do movement or action. It all matters, so speed is number one priority. If the game takes too long to respond to a player's action, even if it's only about, let's say, 25 milliseconds, the sense of immersion is broken even further, meaning you won't be enjoying the experience. So that's why it's priority.
That thing is using the roads for armor?
He's like evil Legos.
Please don't ruin Legos for me.
Peter, we've got to stop him.
Dad, I got it!
Oh,
We're online. Oh, it's working.
Shoot those drones. Shoot those drones. They're repairing him.
Wait, they are? Oh. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's huge.
Hello, welcome to a new upload segment. Today we're sitting with the one and only Da'ij.
Hey, come on. Man, this is my role.
Welcome to the show, Da'ij.
Well, you are welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much also for being here. Ladies and
thank
gents,
you.
again, this is the, he introduced the segment already. So
Thank
Hussein
you.
Al-Ajuz, he's one of the content creators out there in Kuwait that shares quite beautiful information. I mean, I've seen some of his videos, not all, but yes, we will get to know more about him in just a bit.
Yeah.
But like if you're like the type of person who waits for someone to tell you to go to the gym, to learn how to do something new, you need someone to inspire you, then that's the guy.
Thank you.
I mean, yes, indeed, like if I really would like to go to the gym, I may not go by myself, but maybe after watching a video or two from someone inspiring, well, okay, makes sense, I have to go to the gym. Oh, if I would like to learn something, the piano, how to learn piano, then I will just watch someone which would inspire me and then
To make a change.
to make a change, exactly. So please
Yeah.
look at the camera now and tell the people something about you, Hussein.
All right, so honestly, long story short, Hussein Al-Ajuz, I'll split my life into the 9 to 6 that everyone talks about, the daily job, and what happens after 6. 9 to 6, I'm a digital marketing specialist and I help run an advertising agency. What's more exciting is what happens after 6. That's when I sit and do my research about how can I improve my podcast. I am the host and the founder of Inspire, which is a podcast that basically focuses on how do we empower and inspire the youth so that they can become a better version of themselves. Now, whether you want to go to the gym or you want to eat better or I don't know, you want to be the most successful person that has ever existed, I guess this is for you. But it doesn't harm to also be at peace with yourself. That's on its own is all success, and that's the aim of Inspire.
Yeah, it's actually something very, very nice and unique because like when we talk about social media, we get to see some different stuff every day, but this one was like so different to the point that, yeah, I liked it. I mean, you not only inspire like the people to do a certain thing, no, it's just like in general, you give some stories and you share some cool stuff that we really are excited to know more about in this beautiful interview. So let's start off with how did all this start, the social media part?
The social media being active. Honestly, I think it's just a build-up of events, and because a lot of people think, like, how did it just happen? Because people look at the big picture usually, and they're like, how does big thing happen? Suddenly, you're having followers, and you're getting followers. I really think if you actually do some backwards engineering, you'd realize that I was sitting in my room at university, and I got this opportunity to kind of like speak up on stage, and I took that chance, and then I spoke another time, and a third time, and a fourth time, and a fifth time. That inspired the kind of like the interest then, and kind of like starting a public speaking workshop. And I started a public speaking workshop, and I started coaching more than 300 people around Kuwait. And from there, I started getting a lot of feedback.
Oh, so that was before you starting the thing.
Absolutely. No, because people need, the thing is, this is what people need to understand in anything that they do, is that I never woke up one day and I was like, oh, let me start a podcast. I didn't even know what podcasts were. And honestly, what happened is that it's backwards engineering. That the fact that I started from one point, again, from that room, where I was like, let me take a chance and speak in front of people. That speech made me speak another time, and another. Came back to Kuwait. I was like, I want to make change in people, because I made change in myself back at university. So I launched a public speaking workshop. I started getting people from all over the world, a very diverse group of people, to learn how to speak in front of others. From there, COVID hit, and COVID did me a favor, because COVID forced me to be creative. How can I move things digitally? And that's when I started the podcast. And from there, I started seeing feedback. I was like, I need to communicate to people. And how do I communicate to people? The medium was Instagram, the TikToks, the Snapchat, and so on. And I tried my best to kind of like be committed to that, because that's how you get the message to people. And that's what I do today. So yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. We wish you all the best in this field.
Thank you.
Now, since you just mentioned that you're on different platforms like TikTok, Instagram, all these
Instagram's king, to be honest, for me mainly. And what I'll just try to say, maybe I'm just I'm not a Gen Z, so I haven't cracked the TikTok code. I'll be honest. If anyone knows, just send me a message and just tell me how do you crack it. I have cracked the Instagram code, okay? But the TikTok, I'm working hard on it.
It's a fast-paced growth platform. People love it. I mean, yes, I already mentioned in some previous episodes that I'm still new to it, but it's there. I mean, people, if they would like to be successful in this social media field, you have to keep up with what's new, that's trendy. You have to move. But you have to keep moving.
But what's the keyword? What's that secret keyword that people don't acknowledge sometimes? It's honestly discipline. I think a lot of people think that, oh, I posted a video, I didn't get the likes, I didn't get the followers, and then therefore my content is not great.
Stop.
No, but that's a problem, because you're not being disciplined. And I think if you were to wake up every morning and tell yourself, one more video. You know what? There's nothing to lose. Just another video, and just another video. Suddenly, the one like becomes 100. But don't be so stuck up with the results, especially if you're into social media. Because if you judge it by how many shares you have or saves you have, you're honestly going to stop literally after the first roadblock. So you have to be disciplined with this and to literally fight your own dopamine rushes, and the ego.
It's a long journey.
It is a long journey.
You have to take it step by step.
Absolutely.
No one become popular and a public figure just by. I mean, it could possibly happen in social media. One video goes trending, but then if you don't have anything else left to upload, then you're dead.
Yes.
In the social media.
Yes.
So nobody will know you anymore. So basically, it's about consistency. It's about how disciplined you are.
100%.
100%. Yes,
100%.
exactly. Okay, so Hussein, now we know that you inspire people.
Yeah, I try my best.
Yes, but who inspired you in the first place?
So people that listen to me actively will know I have the very good answer. My biggest inspiration in this whole world is honestly my own dad. It's really kind of like my own family on its own, my dad and my brother. But my dad is obviously the source of things. This guy, he's a student of life. He dropped out of school since he was 16, and then he came back to Kuwait, ran away from war. He worked for 25 years to build up his portfolio of clients and connections and so on. And only then he started his own company, which now we help manage. And so him as a person, he has so many stories that he shared with me. And he shares a lot of stories with me every single day. Every single day he sits with me and he shares this inspiration. So I think it's just by default that I woke up one day, I was like, you know what, I have this energy and I feel like I want to throw a lot to people. So kind of like he's I'd say the source of all inspiration in my life, honestly speaking.
So that's where you get the motivation from.
100%. Up until I stopped, because at first I was. This is the danger, by the way, about social media, and this is for everyone. If you were to judge your life, if you were to drive your life waiting for that motivator factor, I promise you, you're gonna throw your first video, second, third, fourth, and maybe fifth. Then suddenly you're gonna get back to sleep and you're gonna watch your Netflix shows because you're
depending on someone else.
And you're depending on what? On motivation. You're depending on that boost of dopamine. So my dad's sitting with me saying, you know what, you can do this, because obviously he's gonna tell me this. You need to do this. I did this when I was younger, blah blah. So I get that boost. I'd record a video. I get back, that boost goes down, I'm demotivated suddenly. So this is why I always tell myself, and I have a note stuck on my wall that says, do it when you least feel like it, and don't do it based on motivation, because motivation can be very, very toxic and can be a double-edged sword, as they say. So take it lightly, as they say. Yeah.
Right. Cool. All right. So Hussein, there's this video I've seen on your Instagram, where what can a 7-year-old?
That's actually.
Can you tell us this story?
So it's my niece actually. So her name is Leah. Her sister Lydia is going to be very jealous to see this now. Anyway, so what happened is that Leah had a cat, okay, and the cat called Simba. One day we had to give Simba away, and she didn't have Simba anymore. And so she was very sad, Leah, and I was surprisingly shocked. I was like, why are you sad, Leah? Leah tells me, she's like, I want my Simba, right? And then I was like, yeah, Leah, of course, we could just go to any pet shop, and there's so many cats that look like Simba. And she's like, Hussein, but you know what? My Simba likes to sleep. My Simba doesn't like to run away. She was like, I went to the pet shop, and I'm sure I can find so many cats that look like my cat, but not all of them like to sleep at this hour. Not all of them hug me at this time. So the moral of the story from the video is like, don't take your friends for granted. Don't think that one friend is going to come into your life and leave, and you're going to find someone else. No, sometimes people enter your life to impact you, and to stay.
Of course, there's a different story every time.
100%. And I think the moral is that appreciate all of your friends, and kind of like appreciate people that you meet, just like yourself or the crew. Is like, believe that every single person you met for a reason, and they have a story to share. And all you have to literally ask is, hey, tell me your story, or how are you really,
Wow.
So yeah.
Just wow.
No, thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's just a simple story. So Leah will be happy. Her sister Lydia will be jealous.
Shout out to both of them.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the positive and negative comments that you get.
Oh.
So how would you react to that?
Yeah.
Would that put you down, keep you going? Tell me your feeling about it.
So when you start anything, okay, one of the barriers to starting anything on social media will always be that the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, what will people say if I stutter, if I fall off stage, if the light falls on my face? There's so many negativity that we think of, and we actually forget about the positivity that's all out there on social media. I'm telling you from now, if you're about to start anything on social media, the amount of support you're going to see is crazy. But at the same time, you're going to wake up one day and you're going to see a weird message that will piss you off. So the message that I get so often is, Hussein, have you forgotten your origins? Please stop speaking English.
Yeah, but I forgot to mention that most of the content creators that we get, they speak in Arabic because it's local. But however, I realized that you actually speak in English, so it's an international thing. Yes.
I don't. The thing is, this is the thing. When I first came to Kuwait, it was 100% English. And honestly, I was criticized a lot. And criticized by comments and by feedback, by the way. I just simply didn't get the likes or the shares. I just simply didn't. Because Arabs resonate with Arabic, right? I sat down with a micro-influencer, and she was like, Hussein, just change the language and trust me. I made the balance 50-50. I started speaking 50 English, 50 Arabic. And then people come to me and they're like, have you forgotten your origins? Can you please speak Arabic? And what saddens me is this. I'd have an episode that's an hour long. That episode could change your life. But instead of focusing on the big picture, you're literally focusing on 5 minutes. 5 minutes worth of content. And I'm like, how about you focus on what we said in Arabic?
What I'm preparing, with the thing that I'm just doing in 1 hour.
100%. So, but the advice is, don't take it too personal. At one point, I remember I shared one of the comments about language. That someone was like, oh, please speak Arabic. And he started giving me a lot of drama about it. And I shared it on my story. I was very angry. And then someone came to me, he was like, no, you don't need to take it very personal. They have the right to share their opinion. It's up to you to be consistent and disciplined. So I am actually trying to be now a change maker, where I'm not gonna listen to people and speak only Arabic, because that's not Hussein, right? But Hussein is the person that divides it into two, and then be it. I divide it into two. I'll say one English word and then Arabic word, and that's my style.
That's what makes you different.
That's the style. So find your style, find your niche or niche, whatever you say, and people appreciate it. You will find unfollowers, but then be it, because you're gonna get 10
in return. Following, yes, exactly. So this is how it is. I mean, if you'd like to do something, you would do the thing that you like.
Yes.
You don't have to listen to the surrounding.
Yes, 100%. Just take the first step.
All right, so now let's talk about your goals in this field, in the social media field. I know there could be so many goals, but there's one thing that you have in mind you would like to reach, an achievement, let's say. So
I tried my best. My goal over the days and months has changed. My goal about a few months ago, I remember I was sitting with my friend, I was like, His name is Maher. I was like, Maher, you know what? I want to reach. I still only have 4.5k followers, and I was like, I want to reach 5k, 6k, and I realized that my goals were judged on numbers on Instagram. I changed it. Honestly, I don't care anymore. Part of me still cares. I'm not gonna deny that. But the bigger part is like, you know what? No, let's not focus on followers. How about I focus on
the content?
Actual impact? All right. How can I put a piece of content that will actually influence you as a person to make change? All right. It doesn't need 100 shares. I don't get the 100 shares. I don't get them. On my insights, I just looked on the way. I was like, I found like there's 39 shares on my latest video. I was like very happy. And 39 shares to others is negligible, insignificant, right? To me, I'm like, oh my God, like 39 people shared my content that could have been impacted,
Exactly.
That's huge. So my goal is honestly to increase my impact to people. If that's gonna happen through increasing followers, then be it, but that's not my main goal. My main goal is be as influential as possible. And this is where people have to differentiate between being an influencer or an influential person. And I think being an influential person is definitely my goal. How can I do things or say things that will actually make someone actually change?
But now, like the numbers that you have, let's say 4K, or let's say the 39 who decided to share. This makes you an influencer after all. Even if one follow you, you are an influencer. How would you react to that? Since like we are at the end of this, interview, I really would like to know your opinion about that, and then just a brief or a little advice from you to those who would like to start in this field. To the camera. So,
but about the shares, so you mean it's like, what would I tell these people that are sharing?
Yes, like how would you feel being like an influencer? I mean, everything that you say matters to them. Everything matters. You don't know who's following you. Kids, adults.
Yes.
You have to be quite precise from the the things that you say, and you have to be cautious maybe.
Yes.
So what's your take?
I think I would actually want to thank every single person that shares it, because people that are sharing the content are automatically telling me that, hey Hassan, this is a good piece of content. So I think they give me feedback that record more of such topics, and it makes me feel good because at least I'm leaving an impact on them. Whether it be 1 or 39, honestly, it doesn't matter to me. Some people sometimes, actually the beginnings of Inspire, of my own page, it was where people would come to my Instagram message and be like, hey, listen, I love your content, and that'll be only one person. Only one person.
This will keep you going, trust me.
Absolutely.
It makes everyone continue.
Absolutely, but don't base your consistency waiting for that comment. No, base your consistency because you're passionate.
Because you would like to
100%.
All right. So I don't want to cut you off now. I really would like beautiful advice from you to the audience before we conclude this.
The beautiful advice, very short story. I'll just say it. There was once upon a time a boy with his mom in a museum. They were both looking at a very, very simple painting of an apple. And then the boy looks at the apple and he's like, Mom, this is very simple. I can easily draw this. And the mom looks at the boy and she's like, but you didn't. That's literally the whole story, is that there are so many things you're gonna look at in social media in your life that you're gonna feel are too simple to do or execute. And yes, they are, but 99% of people don't do them. So just be that 1% of people that actually takes yourself out of bed and takes action, because it's not just enough to have an idea, and it's easy to say that other ideas are simple, but just take action. That's honestly the simple idea that I have, the simple advice that I have. Start and let the path take you. You never know where you're gonna end.
That was just beautiful.
No, thank you honestly for this. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Hassan, for being part of this interview.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So now, dear viewers, my lovely segment, the video game segment. I love this one, right? All right, so nowadays, playing with a controller and watching the TV become less interesting with the high increase of games that use VR in their system. VR, virtual reality. So the VR game refers to a new generation of computer games that use virtual reality, VR technology, to provide players with a truly immersive first-person view of game action. VR gaming devices and accessories such as the VR headset, the sensor-equipped gloves, hand controllers, and more allow participants to both experience and influence the game environment. You get to feel, you get to see everything. So moving to the games. Now we know what is a VR, let's talk about the games. starting with Beat Saber, it is the best described as a dance revolution meets Star Wars, Guitar Hero meets Tron. Players in this rhythm game slash around with glowing sabers to beat of the musical track. It's amazing. It requires players to keep up with the music while navigating colors with blocks and avoiding obstacles. You have to move, you have to hit the boxes with the sabers. It's so cool. Because it looks like, so much fun to play, this game was one of the first to gain the mainstream attention, and it's still one of the best VR games today, and I tried it. It's so much fun. Lost Recipes is wonderful actually, relaxing cooking simulating game. Great pick whether you have been playing games for as long as you can remember or are a complete newbie. It's easy. It's so much fun. Each level tasks you with creating a historical accurate dish using a variety of cooking methods and ingredients in order to please a ghost NPC who is guiding you through the process. It is weird, yet excellent blend of Assassin's Creed and Cooking Mama in VR. Well, that is it for today, and we will continue later with another list of VR games. We hope you enjoyed it. Welcome back again with another segment. This segment is from Fatma. Let us see what she got for us today.
Hello dear Da'ij. Today I'm gonna have a quick survey asking the people about the e-books or they use the normal books. So let's see this quick survey together and see what people they prefer to use.
Well, we cannot say that the social media blocked the paper books. However, it did affect the whole scenario actually, because now everybody, not just the youth, not just the kids, are attracted to the social media. Everybody is attracted to the social media. So for sure, it is a matter of time. People are spending their time on the social media and having that feeling or that belief that the social media is giving them enough information, enough knowledge, which is a fallacy actually. The social media by its nature never gives such full knowledge nor full information, because it's always like short messages, short tweets. Even nowadays, even the videos are going smaller and smaller, only seconds. So it is a method, it is a way of like learning. However, it's never a replacement for the paper book.
For the children, I think they can use the both of the books. They can use the paper books and also the electronic books. There is like a special iPad for the kids. It will make them like feel funny with the books. There is much color on it. I think it depends on the family as well. If the father and the mother, they do read for the children, so they will go on in the same way. We hope that they will continue read the reading things, because it's not about electronic books or the paper books, it's about the reading itself.
So that was my quick survey for today, asking the people about what they prefer. Is the e-book or the normal book to be used? So I wish you like this report. See you in other reports.
Thank you so much for this report and coverage, Fatma. Now, every day we learn something and something new, and we appreciate social media's beauty through your experience and your opinions, and it matters a lot for us. So we hope that you, dear viewers, enjoyed this segment. With that being said, dear viewers, we have reached the end of this lovely episode of New Media. Today we have spoken about so many cool things, especially the VR. I mean, everyone now is getting in touch with these things, especially with the usage of internet and 5G. Latency is important. Using the VR with its different facilities, we have got, we can use it with, gaming, business, and so much, so interesting things in the world happening. So we hope that you enjoyed this segment, and hopefully we get to see you in another episode of New Media soon.